All right, and welcome to both mics.
Hey, this is a show about nothing and everything. He's Mike Sofka.
And he is Mike Taylor. And together, we are both mics.
Welcome to show number 20. Both mics can be heard anywhere podcasts can be heard. iHeartRadio, YouTube, Snapchat. No, not Snapchat. The other chat. Whatever it's called. But we are here on Twitter.tv.
Twitch,
both mics.
Twitch, old man, not Twitter.tv. Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv.
Yes. Hey, look. It's a line of lights. Is that an airplane?
Yeah, exactly. This is what people in Kansas were calling and loading up the phones with the SpaceX Starlink satellite, not UFOs.
Dodos.
But again, here's my question with this. I don't really know that that's what that is, or I don't really know what the purpose is of these Starlink. I know what you're telling me it is. Why is it necessary to put up so many of these?
It's a big planet, and there's starving people in Africa that need internet access.
Perfect. Yes. So we're going to give one company, one guy, the power with all these satellites.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah, because someone said that he knows what he's talking about, even though he's...
And I think he does. I think Musk does. Musk, of course, of the alien club we have here.
Yes.
Who's in the alien club?
Your mom? No, Arlene is not in the alien club. We have Mr. Musk himself.
Mr. Musk.
Bezos. The newcomer. Who's the newcomer? Bill Gates.
Gates and Melinda. Well, Melinda might be Robin Williams, though.
Right, that's true. Never seen them in the same room together.
Robin Williams is dead. Or did they kill him off to take on this larger role?
Is she heavy? I thought she was pretty slim.
We covered this last show. She looks like she got hit in the face with a hot shovel. Hang on, let me see if I can find that picture again. I'm sorry. I don't normally rip on people, and I'm sure, this is not going to end well, and I'm sure I'm going to hear about it. So just do me a favor. Don't at me. Well, yeah, at me. I want to hear it. There's Horseface.
What in the world? Okay, who's the movie? Patrick Swayze, black guy, and a Puerto Rican guy all dressed like women and drive around in a convertible.
To Wang Fu with love or something.
Yes. Wang Chung meets Wu-Tang Clan.
You can't do that.
Or the other one. Or the Wayans brothers dressed up as white sorority girls.
Again,
she's the
you
third
can do all
girl.
those things. You can do that. What you can't do is you can't... All right, I'm just going to refrain from comment. I'm going to get myself in a lot more trouble.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning. Mike Taylor.
Did you hear about this stuff with the holograms? Did I tell you about this?
Is that E.T.? What the frick is that?
That's E.T., right?
Oh, no. E.T.?
That's pretty good. That sounds pretty good.
Oh, no. Yeah. All you have to do is...
Here. Apparently, there's a big thing with... they're going to make holograms that seem to be three-dimensional. What I mean by that is you could be interacting with a hologram and not even know it. Not know they're a hologram.
I call shenanigans.
Well,
I don't believe it.
This is according to EurekaAlert.org.
Eureka Alert?
Yep, and they're talking about BYU.
Do we get all our news?
Brigham Young University. Not Brigham Young, Brigham Young.
Well, same thing.
They're going to make it so that lightsabers from Star Wars, instead of having to go back and digitally put that in, you're going to be able to do stuff like this with holograms. And they say that will incorporate people and make it so that you don't know the difference between a hologram and real life human. I've seen this before, but I didn't think it was that good. Like they did a Michael Jackson one and then a Prince one, I think. And
Yeah, Rodney James Dio, I think. I don't know. It's one of those things I have to see it to believe it. You know, like the SpaceX rocket that lands on the postage stamp in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. I couldn't believe it until I saw it, and I was like, how in the world can they do that? And it might be just me becoming an old fart, an old man, and coming to the realization that if you can actually think of it, eventually someone will figure out how to flip and do it. I don't. It's above my pay grade, I guess. Is that the phrase I'm looking for?
Well, here's
above my mind grade.
Well, here's what Dan Smalley, the lead researcher on this project, said. What you are seeing in the scenes we create is real. There is nothing computer generated about them. This is not like the movies where the lightsabers or the photon torpedoes never really existed in physical space. These are real, and if you look at them from any angle, you will see them existing in that space. So, okay. I don't know how I feel about this. This opens up a lot of doors. You know how they got some pilots for drones that we have in the Middle East. They're in Arizona in a storage container, like a box thing, and the kids are playing video. Is there going to be that video thing in the military, and they're going to be controlling these hologram figures? Is this the new police force? Is this the new army?
Well, if it's a hologram, it's not physical. So, like, you couldn't go up to it and, like, shake its hand or punch it in the jaw. You know, it's not like it's going to, like the Clone Wars.
So that would be the test? Hold on, let me see if you're real and take a poke at them?
Yeah, well, you can make a 50,000 person army or look like a 50,000 person army. Maybe they'll run scared because you see so many people. But they're not physical people that can physically do things, yet. Maybe that's the next step.
Yeah, well, I hope not. I hope I don't have any problems with the holograms. I did see, they're talking about bringing all these people back. There was a show I saw a couple years ago with Tupac Shakur, and they had his hologram up with the other guys from whatever rap groups they were with, but he interacted. They got an old video of him, an old performance of his, and they made it into a hologram on stage. And I can remember looking at that, just being fascinated with it. At the same time, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary that could be real. The people that we're interacting with may not. They may be an alien. Put out that they may be some sort of robot here in the future, and now they may be a hologram. They may not even be a physical presence.
Yeah, I never seen it. I heard about it. The ones that you mentioned earlier, but I never really sought out to see what it looked like. It didn't interest me enough. But from what I understand, it was like whatever the hologram was, it was reflected off an actual person. That wasn't Michael Jackson. That wasn't Tupac. That wasn't, Dio. So and it was
somebody in a special colored suit, and
like a sequin suit with those suits with the golf balls all over them.
Yeah.
Something like that, and it was projected on them.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll look it up and we'll post something onto one of the.
Yeah, I'm sure the hundreds of people that are listening right now are going to be like, "Oh yeah, I have to know that. I'll have to go find that out."
Right. No. Okay. Next.
Remember we talked about the pumpkin toadlets, the orange.
Wow. Yeah, the frogs, the Brazilian frogs.
Yeah, now there's fanged frogs. Look at that. Look at the picture on the video there. Frog with fangs.
Doesn't look really sharp. It's disgusting. Frogs are so gross. How can people pick them up? I found one in my car the other day. Freaking! I wanted my car to air out, so I put the roof down, my convertible, and I let the sun get to the interior, make sure I could fade my car real good.
Yeah.
And I go out there to, I don't know what I was doing. Middle of the afternoon, there's a frog sitting in the back seat of my car. So I go to scoot him out, shoo him out, and as I shoo him out, the damn thing pisses on me.
Nice.
Yeah, don't like frogs. You can keep your frogs with fangs or no fangs or whatever else is wrong with that thing. I think doesn't even look alive.
So you had a hard time with the little froggy pin at the RFC, the cha-cha.
Dude, you know how many of those I sold on eBay? People love those damn things for some reason. Sold them on eBay.
That's a great story. Yeah, we won't get into any more stories there. We'll save that for another time.
Right.
But check out this fanged frog. It's a member of Limonectus, a large genus of frogs that includes at least 75 scientifically recognized species. Of these frogs are distributed from India to China to Indochina through the Thai-Malaysian peninsula. These frogs, man, I look at this, it looks like it could take a bite out of you. It looks like it could take a chunk of skin out of you, no?
Well, looking at your thumb, it's a pretty big mouth for a frog. If your thumb is only in that little corner of the mouth, so it looks like it's got a pretty big mouth. But I don't know, those fangs don't look sharp enough to do anything. And you really only could see one.
And the dude does have his finger in the thing's mouth right there, so maybe not.
Yeah. Or maybe that one's dead. It just looks homely.
He kind of looks like he's given like the horns,
Right?
Like the rock and roll horns.
That and looks like Jar Jar Binks, kind of. Disgusting.
Well, I wonder if you lick a fanged frog, do you see different colors than the non-fanged frog if you lick that one?
You'd probably see stars. Who knows? Ugh.
This is the assignment for anybody who listens to this. Go lick a toad and then report back to us next week. Let us know what happened.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll send you a magnet.
You ever been to Yellowstone?
I've heard of it. Wyoming, right?
Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho.
Really?
Yeah, it covers 3 states.
Yeah. Holy crap!
I know that because I worked there one summer.
Yes, that I knew.
It was really cool.
Yeah, we were gonna go there. In 1979, my mom and dad thought it would be fantastic to stick my sister and me in the back of a Ford LTD and drive from Bergen County, New Jersey to Mount Rushmore. And my dad decided that was far enough, that we're not going to Yellowstone. We're just going to look at Mount Rushmore at Rapid City, South Dakota, and then drive 2,000 miles back home.
Wow.
Yeah. It was cool. I like Chicago. I like St. Louis. St. Louis I really liked with the Gateway Arch and some of the restaurants that were there. It's definitely not the same St. Louis that's out there now. Yeah. But, yeah, we drove out there. Almost went to Yellowstone National Park, but we did not. So...
Well, a total of 43 earthquakes have rocked the volcano there in Yellowstone. Yellowstone's a giant thermal feature, and they're worried that the next big event could be not far away. Apparently, the volcano's biggest eruptions went off some 640,000 years ago, 1.3 million, and 2.1 million years ago, leading people to believe that the Yellowstone eruptions are like clockwork. They do have the Old Faithful geyser there, but when that thing goes off, we're basically dead. I mean, even though we're in Florida right now, it's going to cloud up the sky. It's going to create massive problems. And they say that a large portion of the planet won't be sustainable to life if this happens.
Well, that would ruin our weekend, wouldn't it?
I know.
Now, 43 earthquakes. Was that in a week, a month?
Last month.
Last month. So more than one a day. That would ruin your day. Each day. For 40 days.
Well, they don't want the conspiracy things, the doomsday claims, etc. This is all according to express.co.uk news.
Yeah, well, there's not a damn thing we could do about it. It's not like we could freaking stuff Bruce Willis into a space shuttle to do something about it. There's no storyline here. If it happens, it happens. There ain't a damn thing we could do about it.
Yeah, I liked working there. I was in school, and they had a program where for $200 a month you got 3 square meals and you had a place to stay. And I was like, all right, then I'll just rock the park when I'm not there. It's a big place. I can spend the whole summer there. And then they had an employee-only cantina, which the drinking age was 18 or 19 there at the time in 86, 87, 87, I think, yeah.
86.
86?
Well, we talking about drinking age?
Yeah.
Yeah, the drinking age went nationwide 21, September 1st, 1986. Sorry for knowing that.
Must have been that summer because they had the employee-only cantinas, and then they would open up another one that was closed to the public, and it was a cool place. The thing that killed me though was every morning you'd go from your dorm room type setting, and you'd walk to your area of where you worked, which was normally within walking distance, but you'd walk through some, it'd be like a little wooded area, and there'd be a bison just standing there looking at you, and I'm like, wow, it's a big-ass beast right here.
You don't see that in Sayreville.
Yeah, no, and then you walk a little further, and then you see Old Faithful, and that goes up every 90 minutes or whatever it was, and it was just a really cool place. It really was. I would highly suggest going there. I'm trying to make a return trip. It's been quite a few years, but I just remember being there, and one of the things that would happen every year was, I think we talked about this before, some kid would get gored by a bison every year because mom and dad were trying to put him on the bison like he was at Disney World and get a good photo.
People are stupid. Let me see. That's number 2. Yeah, people are stupid. Number 2.
There you go. See.
Yeah, but what's bizarre is it took me until about 2011 to realize this. Growing up, if you stood on top of my house that I grew up in the wintertime when there was no leaves on the trees, you could see out and you could see New York City. That's how close I lived to New York City.
Yeah, me too.
And then moved to Florida, and it's the same country, but it's completely different. There's no big trees because the hurricanes knock them all down. And you got the rain once a day, and which has started this past week. When the temperatures start getting to about 90 degrees, we start getting that rain every day. And there's palm trees and green and swamp and no basements because the water table's so damn high in this state. So it's the same country, but it's so different. Now, if you go out to where Mikey is, my son, Colorado Springs, it is just as majestic there as it is looking at the New York City skyline. But it's not buildings. It's the planet, It's the Garden of the Gods. It's Pikes Peak, the Rocky Mountains, and the way the hills are in the mountains. Same with Jersey. There's hills there, but Florida, it's flat. I could skateboard from my house to your house and not be winded. There's no hills. So it's amazing that this country is so different, but it's all the same. It's the same country. And then you probably get out to Wyoming. And it's completely different because is that a higher elevation too?
Well, I think it is. I think it's not quite as high as Denver being a mile high, but I think it's relatively higher than Florida is. I mean,
well, everything is.
We're close to in New Orleans. They're what? They're technically under sea level there all the time.
Yeah.
That's what they're really at. I mean, we have the same systems, so we don't have as many bogs or marshes, I think, but we still have the aquifer, and that underneath, when those dry out or when they're re-diverted through construction or projects and stuff, that's why it's such a big deal when they make roads and houses and stuff. They have to have all this planned out way ahead of time, because if they don't, you'll get sinkholes. That's why there used to be a lot of sinkholes here, because redirecting the water flow, now all of a sudden you have this tremendous gaping hole of air underneath the ground with nothing to support it. The water's gone. The water's been drained out and not allowed to come back in. So that's where sinkholes come from in Florida. That's a big thing around here. Not lately, thank God, but yeah, it does make you wonder with the different. I think 1,000 feet up can make all the difference, apparently.
Yeah. So I think here in St. Augustine we're 24 feet above sea level.
Well, I know my house is the tallest one on the block, and I mean the elevation, and that's not by accident either, because I've been in hurricanes where I'm watching this stuff swim down the street right in front of me, and it didn't come in the house, but I was uncomfortable with the level of the water on the street.
Wow.
So I said the next house we get, it's going to be perched up a little bit, because I want to be on the highest ground possible. I don't need to be on a hill. You know how they do nowadays with houses, they build them up.
Right.
You had a big hill at your house in San Antonio, didn't you?
Too much of a hill. Yeah, no, it would never flood there. But the way our house was built, the driveway was so steep. I'm surprised anybody bought it. We bought it for, it was a repo home, and we got a deal. And it was a real steep driveway. I couldn't even pull the U-Haul into the driveway. That's how steep it was. So
we had one of those in Yellowstone, in Saraville. And it was a big steep driveway. It went alongside the whole house. And I can remember sledding down that thing, and at the bottom of the hill, if you turn left, you went to a garage, a big garage, a full-size garage. But if you didn't go left, you were going to hit the cement wall that separated the two properties there, somebody else's property. So I can remember coming down that hill in my own driveway and thinking I may die in my own backyard. I remember thinking that.
Yeah, it's no big deal. You just wipe out a fishtail or something before you get to the wall. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be making that same move today.
I grew up on a hill, and God, we used to sleigh ride down that hill all the time, like unbelievable amount of times. And then when they plowed the street, we would make a trail along everybody's easement right by the curb, and I had a friend get stuck under a car. No one ever got hit by a car, but all the time sleigh riding, into our teens easily. And then there was bigger hills that we would go, visit those bigger hills and sleigh ride down those hills. People don't know what they're missing here in Florida.
There is a hill in Lake Wales. It's called Spook Hill, and you park your car. They painted the line. It's a tourist attraction. Your car will physically roll uphill. Did you know that? Have you been there?
I've actually seen or heard of a few of these. There was one, believe it or not, in Rapid City, South Dakota, by Mount Rushmore. That was a famous one where you would appear to be going uphill in your vehicle if you put it in neutral.
Yeah, that was the exact thing. And big tourist attraction. I know it's hilarious, but folks, this is back when you went to AAA and got your map before you went on your trip.
Your triptych, they called it. Yep. My parents had them all the time.
You planned out activities along the way.
Yep. Now, Spook Hill, is that canceled, or is we're still calling it Spook Hill?
Nice.
What? Question?
That's Mike_Taylor at bothmikes.com.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I don't even know what my password is.
Just as long as they spell everything right, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yep. So what else is happening?
Did you see this thing with the Hubble? To celebrate the anniversary of the Hubble, they're going to let you know what Hubble was observing on your birthday. Now, I thought, well, geez, the Hubble wasn't up in the air in 1966 when I was born. That was the first thing that came to mind. But they fielded one from 2006, and they showed me a picture of what Hubble was looking at. And I think it was pretty cool. I think everybody should do it. You should go and look what the stars look like, on your date of birth. I think it's pretty cool. Go to Hubble telescope. Just Google that. And they'll show you your photo.
But the thing is, with your birthday and my birthday, especially my birthday, no one gives a crap. Yeah. 2 days before Christmas, no one's thinking of you, buddy.
2 days,
you know?
2 days after.
2 days after. Well, I'm 2 days before, so no one gives a crap about my birthday. Yours, like, okay, you know, the turkey coma has kind of calmed down a little bit, and people, you know, are getting their crap together. They're like, oh, hey, it's Mike Sofka's birthday. Yeah. No one gives a crap 2 days before Christmas. I can't tell you, you know, how many times it's been forgotten, you know, because the people are too much in the moment of getting their crap together for Christmas.
Mom and Dad were always real good about keeping it separate, but like distant relatives, uncles, cousins, or whatever, you'd get one gift, and it would say "Happy Birthday and Merry Christmas" on it, and I'd be like, "Now wait a second, my brother's born in July, and he's gonna get 2 gifts this year."
Right.
And it didn't take me long to figure that one out.
I never thought of it that way, because like it would just be a couple aunts and uncles, and then my one set of grandparents, and then my mom's mom, my nana. I'd be fine with the birthday card with the cash in it for my birthday.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. You know? Or a Kiss album.
And then it was a half day of school on my birthday.
Yeah.
And you'd have the next day off, and then you'd have the next week off to spend that extra cash that no one else got because it wasn't their birthday. So I was good with that. You know, I don't, you know, didn't need or want anything else. I just wanted the cash to go to hang out at the mall.
Yeah, no, cash was always good. You remember, now, around Halloween, if Halloween was on the weekend, you went out and trick-or-treated all day, all night, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Nowadays, it's nighttime only, and it's out of your trunk.
6 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the trunk or treat. And, yeah, and my 3-year-old doesn't even like candy and chocolate.
And then before that, it was, are you there? You look frozen, Mike. Are you cold? I need to get a picture. Oh, there you are.
Go back out.
Are you there, Bueller?
I'm here.
All right, good.
I'm good.
You looked like you were frozen in time for a minute there. It was pretty funny. It was just me and the Hubble here. No, go ahead and, you know, look that up. Just NASA Hubble birthday, and it'll take you to where you plug in your date of birth. And then I got to thinking, wait a second.
You're frozen.
Why do they want my date of birth?
Say again?
Then I got to thinking, why do they want my date of birth? Is this another data collection point?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. Does everything have to be a conspiracy?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
If it leads, it bleeds? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Dude, what are they possibly going to show on my birthday? Now, is my birthday picture and your birthday picture the same picture?
I don't know. I didn't look at yours. I looked at mine.
Okay. What's that shattering? Do you hear that?
It looked like a bunch of stars to me. I mean, I couldn't tell what it was. Here, this is, and for all I know, they're lying to me. Remember at the RFC? Were you there when I think it was Ron and I had that table of Asian women who couldn't speak any English? Do you remember that?
I've heard the stories, I think.
Yeah. So I walk up and I find out that these women are Japanese. So I'm trying to talk to them, and they're trying to look in their book, and they have like key phrases to talk to me about, and they're opening up their book, and I realize they're Japanese. So we had somebody there that spoke Japanese. So I went and got that person, and they helped me get things going. They helped me get things started there, right? So we get things started, and partway through, someone says to me, I think it was Ron, says, oh, I see you got those Asian women. I said, yeah, they don't speak any English. And he goes, get the hell out of here. I said, no, watch. So I'm putting down their plate, and I'm putting down their food, and I'm like, donkey balls, elephant ass. And they're like smiling and nodding and looking at me. And he's like, holy shit. So then I went and got somebody else. And I said, hey, these two Asian girls, they saw me and you over by the bar. They want us to go back to their room with them. And he goes, what? And I said, yeah, these two Asian women, they want us to go back to their room with them. And he goes, get out of here, shut up. And I'm like, no, come on with me. Now, they don't speak any English, but I've worked this whole thing out for me and you after work. And he goes, really? I said, yeah. So we go back over, and I've got a Polaroid camera in my hand. Somebody had left a Polaroid camera, and I was using it as a prop, and it had a can of whipped cream from the bar. And I had just dropped the check off, and I came back, and I was holding the Polaroid in a can of whipped cream, and I said, ladies, are you ready to go back to your hotel room? And they both looked and smiled and nodded yes. And dude freaked out. It was... Anyway.
Yeah, cappuccino, espresso, maybe a can of whipped cream to take back to your room.
And it was always the cool thing to see what you could get away with at the table.
Oh yeah. It's God.
You want me to cream in that?
Nice. Cream of some young guy.
Nothing beats that story about at the same place. That couple who set up that video camera to videotape their dining experience.
Yes, that was fantastic.
Go ahead, tell the story.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, they had it set up. It was at Shift Lead 2 area over by the bar, and it was you were coming up behind the camera, and was it like you were telling stories about dropping the steak on the ground in the kitchen or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh, he's gonna eat it! Oh no! Don't! Oh, yuck! Disgusting.
The beauty of that whole thing is we had so much fun doing that. It paid off later. We weren't even there to appreciate the payoff. Yet when they watched that, they were like, "What the hell?"
And they only watched it one time, but it's all it takes is just a one time to leave that impression in their mind for the rest of their lives.
They saved all their life to go to Disney, and I screw up their memory of the trip. I'm surprised I didn't get called out for that.
Yeah, well, I remember one time, guy was being such an asshat. It was him, his wife, and 2 kids, and they were just being jerks. And it was getting towards the end of my shift, and they left, and they left a lousy tip, and I'm like, jerk offs. So of course I'm looking around the table to see if maybe he left something somewhere else, and I see a souvenir bag, and I open it up. There's a bunch of hats and a bunch of T-shirts, right in the round file, right in the trash. Guy comes back, and he's like, hey, we left a souvenir bag at our table. I go, which table did you leave it at? At your table. I'm like, you were at my table? And he goes, yeah. I go, I don't know. I see so many people. I'm sorry. Can you check out by the purple elephant? If anything's found, they usually bring it up there. Take a look over there. See ya.
Man, that's sad.
Yeah, if you were a nice person, you would have got your hats and your T-shirts back. I'm a flipper.
Just asking for a little more than the wadded up dollar on the $151 tab.
Yeah. Oh, there's people. Cheers. I remember a new person. They were out on the patio, and they had a $325 check on 9 people. And they're like, I'm the Mac Daddy. I'm the best server ever. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to get paid. My paycheck is waiting out there. And they got $9 on $325. I'm like, yeah, your paycheck's out there.
I thought I thought they were auto-grading that stuff.
Yeah, but you have to get the manager to put the grad on.
Oh, yeah.
So
you're a fool if you don't. That's his own fault.
You play the odds. You play the odds. You're guaranteed your 18 or 20, whatever it is they put on there for parties of 6 or more. And that's but this guy thought he was so good that he was gonna make out on the deal.
Right. No, I hear you, but I've had the situation where I put if I get busy or whatever, I'm putting it on anyway, and then I'll tell the customer, I'll pull over the guy who's paying, I'll go, look, I want you to know this is already here. Everything's going to total out. And just, and I tell them, I would. And more times than not, they would go, well, here's an extra 50 or whatever. Here's an extra 20 or whatever. I mean, why wouldn't you use that to your advantage?
Well, here's a good story. We had a party once, and it was on 3 different tables over by the bar, but not in the shift lead area. And it ended up being in 3 different servers area. So, one guy did his table, he did his table, I did my table, and then one person wanted to pay for it. So I had the two people bring the check over to me. And I said, okay, here's your part, here's your part, here's your gratuity, here's your gratuity. You're bringing it over to me. You have to pay me a percentage because I'm tipping out the bar on
taxes, right? Sure.
Right. So I give the check to the guy who, who's paying, and it was $51 gratuity total. So that's $17 a piece, approximately.
Right.
And the guy goes, this right here. He goes, this is wrong, and he throws me another 100. He goes,
nice.
Split that between the rest of you too.
Nice.
So I have the extra $100. I give his 17. I give him 17. I keep my 17. I keep my 100, and I made $117 on the table. No?
Buddy, it's karma. I don't know, man. You must not have liked those people you were working with.
Doesn't matter. One of those people was not you, just to let you know. just to let you know, it was not you.
I think I would have saw through that bullshit. I would have seen it. Yeah, that's scary, dude. You can't do that. My thing was always the people that, thought they were doing you so generous, and they pretend not to know. They know. They teach them that. They give them the book. They show them the video on the plane on the way over, how that stuff works. Tip your servers, people. Don't do that. They're just, and you know what? It's gotten me out of trouble before. They remember you because you tip well. It's like you said, Mike. You would have remembered them if you tipped well, right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
That's sad. Speaking of the restaurants, guess what that is on the video there?
It's a hologram of a watermelon.
Very close. There's a gut bacteria that scientists are saying is linked to neurodegenerative conditions.
I hate when that happens.
So that means, never mind. Sorry to waste your time. This is a true story about the gut microbiome, but it's through the University of Florida, so forget it.
Oh, UF?
Yes. I'm a Gator fan, but
swamp bacteria?
Yeah, right.
Weren't mosquitoes and love bugs invented at UF?
I think so.
UF is known for mosquitoes, love bugs, and Gatorade.
That is correct. They invented Gatorade, which is basically flavored sweat.
Correct.
These things here, these pictures, these green things, they're worms called C. elegans. And it's a harmful bacteria that can be in your gut, and it can cause these neurodegenerative situations in people. People who have dementia in the future. These people have a high level of this when it comes to memory loss, mood and behavioral changes, problem solving, and language. More than 100 diseases can cause dementia, but they each have slightly different symptoms. But this seems to be a common thing in a lot of them, that you have this bacteria in your gut. So I guess you go to the doctor, and you say, hey, check out the bacteria in my gut. I mean, how's that work? Do they do it with a pee test or what?
Right? I don't know. Do you have to, go to the vet with a stool sample?
Yes.
That's the only thing I can think of. Or I don't know. Maybe they just assume it's there and they give you something to kill it.
This is associated with Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease. They're deficient. These same people are deficient with the good bacteria, and they have more of this bad bacteria. So get your good bacteria, folks. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, get your good bacteria. What, you eat yogurt? Yogurt has good bacteria. You take gummy pills and all that stuff.
Isn't that kind of disgusting when you stop and think about it? You're like, okay, so I'm eating little moving microorganisms.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. Like, my wife does the gummy things, and it's like every morning she throws me the cap with the gummy in it, and I eat the gummy, and I'm like, how is there something in here? How's there bacteria in here, and how's it good bacteria, and how does it know where to go? Why doesn't it burn up in my stomach with the acid? I don't get it. It's all a sham.
Yeah, I mean, is it snake oil?
Who knows? But where does it come from? Is it like the people that eat dirt?
No, it comes from the same guy who used to drive around on the wagon in the area and they had the cure-all and a tonic or in a little bottle, and snake oil salesman they called him. And I think it's just more sophisticated nowadays.
The Wells Fargo wagon?
Yes.
Aren't they a sham too?
Yeah. It's just amazing to me that it's the same thing. If you look back, now it's Big Pharma pumping out these cures for everything, and then you find out, okay, then I gotta watch late night TV and constantly see vaginal mesh commercials. I don't want to see that.
Vaginal mesh?
Yeah, I'm a lawyer. If you had vaginal mesh inserted, you could get some money. Call me at 1-800. We're to sue the crap out of them. You don't see those commercials?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. We get the Herald and Herald commercials up here. No, yeah, all sorts. We get the Texas Hammer.
John Morgan a lot. We get that one a lot. We talked about him in past shows. That guy's a character. Pot Daddy.
The meat man, the meat sweats, whatever.
Yes, he was wearing the meat sweats.
Disgusting.
Now they're saying alcohol in moderation may help the heart.
Well, they've been saying that for years with red wine, right? So, like the heart stuff too now?
Well, this is according to the Daily Mail UK. A beer a day keeps the doctor away. Consuming, and it just pop up nice. I'm trying to read this. Everything in moderation, of course, but consuming one alcoholic drink daily can reduce your risk of fatal heart disease by up to 20%. I'm good. I'm pickled on the inside from all the alcohol I've drank all my life. I've even stopped drinking and I'm still good.
It's been, what, 3 years, you said?
Almost, yeah. Yeah, coming up on 3 years, 2.5 years here.
Not me. I had 2 Bloody Marys for frickin' Mother's Day brunch downtown St. Augustine, and I was shot the rest of the day. I had to come home and take a damn nap and frickin' sleep off a hangover at frickin' 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Can't do it no more. Can't do it.
Getting old, Mike.
Unbelievable. Yeah, two Bloody Marys, 11 o'clock in the morning, and 2 o'clock I'm home sleeping in frickin' bed.
Here's what this research science tech in the Daily Mail article is saying. And one of the sentences here, they're talking about stress-related activity in the brain was higher in non-drinkers when compared to people who drank moderately, and that's good for your health and your mental health. Now they're saying people who drank excessively, more than 14 drinks per week. And I'm like, per week? Dude, that was a trip to the bar. That's what we did.
That was a concert.
Yes. So I'm good. I've drank enough for my lifetime. I'm good.
Yeah. You're gonna live forever. Maybe longer. Unreal. Yeah. Now, what is the properties of the yeast and the barley and stuff in the beer, or are they talking just alcohol in general?
We were just talking about living microbes with the gut bacteria, and yeast is a live thing that will take things through a fermentation.
Yeah. But, does the alcohol thin your blood and it can clog the arteries better?
You know what? We need to start getting some people on this show to know what the hell they're talking about. We need to get some guests on here.
It's overrated.
Fire these questions off at them.
Knowledge is overrated.
If only there was some sort of thing that we could punch this information into, like a computer, and find out.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the reason why I was a little tardy this evening getting this together, my wife was
you don't look
in a conference. She was in a conference on West Coast time. That's why, because of the 3-hour difference, and they were doing trivia, and we were almost talking about Google, typing in stuff and researching. Do you know what Google's original name was?
I know this at one time, but no, what?
Backrub.com.
Stop.
Backrub.com. And it was coming from an IT security guy, so I'm sure he pretty much researched the answer. But yeah, backrub.com was the original name of Google.
Backrub.com.
Yeah.
What happens if you Google backrub.com?
You get like into an infinite loop and sucked into a black hole.
I'm gonna find out right now. Backrub.com. Lisa, I'm looking this up for show purposes. Talk to therapists online. I don't know. There's it's like they've sold. This will come up if you misspell Google as well. If you spell it Google and you're looking something up, or Googel, Googel, it'll take you to this landing page. I guess this is a way for them to redirect people and get money.
Yeah. Let's see.
There is a link it brought me to for back and foot massage. All right, let's click there. Red Fern Home and Health.
The true story behind Google's first name, Backrub. Google's co-founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, are definitely fans of wordplay, and they seem to have a thing for companies named that both goofy and yet significant at the same time. A perfect example of this is when Google rolled out its new operating structure, Alphabet, earlier this summer. Page explains I guess I should have read this before. Back in 1996, before Google even existed as an entity, Page and Brin already making up nerdy names for search engines. According to Stanford's Dave Kohler and Google's own website, Page and Brin's 1996 foray into the world of search engines was initially called Backrub. Yes, Backrub. They called it this because program analyzed the web's backlinks to understand how important a website was. Whatever. No longer exists. Don't trust anything. Stupid.
I know, I'm shutting it off. It was stuck or something. I don't know. It kept going. I got some eyes on the situation for us here, Mike, so we can get better. That's all I'm trying to do is get better.
Better.
This is the diet you're supposed to be on to avoid getting that Alzheimer's with the bad gut bacteria. You should be on the Mediterranean diet.
Fish? Nope. Chickpeas? Nope.
Olives?
Dildo? Nope. Stones? Are those stones or tomatoes?
They look like eggs to me.
Nope.
Tomatoes.
What's in the bowl?
What's in
the white stuff? Cauliflower?
Looks like tomatoes, olives, feta cheese. That looks like.
Nope.
Cauliflower, peppers.
Do you have an audience in the back? What's going on back?
Yes. Well, some of the staff from both Mikes.com is still here from their working all day. I'd introduce you to all 7 people I have on the payroll, but we were in the middle of the show. So go ahead.
Is that rosemary?
Looks like rosemary, yeah.
Nope. So I would eat none of that.
Well, if you want to reduce Alzheimer's, actually, you know what? Stay away from this. We'll stay on your diet that you currently are on, and you'll have Alzheimer's, and then this show will really be funny.
I'm on the seafood diet. All the food I see, I eat, and none of it's good.
Mediterranean diet is a way of eating that puts the focus on vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats, according to experts at the Mayo Clinic. This is according to bestlifeonline.com. They're saying in an article published in the journal Neurology After comparing 343 people with high risk of developing Alzheimer's to 169 people who aren't predisposed to the disease. The findings show that the Mediterranean-like diet is a protective factor against memory decline. So, but
you'll
I'm
stink
try
like
to start
curry.
going this way.
Yeah, I don't like curry either. You'll stink like curry.
Eating a diet that's high in unsaturated fats, fish, fruits, and vegetables, and low in dairy and red meat may actually protect your brain from the protein buildup that can cause memory loss and dementia. Maybe I already have that. Maybe that's why I'm forgetting why the hell I went in the kitchen.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, I'm as good as dead then. I guess I'm on borrowed time.
Yeah, well, I've been on borrowed time since my 27th birthday because all rock stars die when they're 27.
Yeah, well, because like physiologically, your brain thinks you're dead at age 27, because that's when it stops developing and it starts going down. So you're ripening. You're ripening until age 27, and then at 27 you start rotting.
And you're rotting.
Yeah.
Well,
a long, long time from the inside out.
Buddy, I don't know if I want to ride this out. They say that there's somebody that's alive today that will live to be 1,000 years old through AI and integrated AI technology. So somebody that's on this planet right now is going to live to be 1,000 years old. Does that blow your mind, or you think it's all bullcrap?
In time maybe, but dude, my knee didn't make it till age 54. You know, like. How do you prevent that? You know, and you have to start from birth. You know, and how many people do you have to practice on before you get it right?
My my back, but that was a different situation. At 34, yeah.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Scary stuff. I'm gonna try to. I'm really gonna focus on trying to do more of this Mediterranean type diet. I really am. I mean, I cut out the booze, so I got that going for me. Yeah,
I have, and I'm trying to curve it. Soda. Soda is my downfall, and just snacking. You know, while I'm at the computer working, I'll have like a bag of pretzels, and I'll just go through like a bag of pretzels in a couple days. You know, and you read the back of the bag, you're like, okay, that's a 2,000 calorie bag of pretzels I've gone through in 2 days. It's an extra.
No, they show you the caloric content as if it was 10 servings in the bag, and you're like, oh, that's not too bad, but that's for 1/10 of the bag.
And until you eat 5 servings at 330 calories a serving.
Yes.
So yeah, I like the only way I can do it is just not buy crap at the store. You know, we'll go to the store. I'll buy like Nutri-Grain bars, and then I'll buy pretzels. I'll buy a thing of potato chips, and then donuts. I'll buy donuts for breakfast and everything else, and I just can't buy it. I bring it in the house. I'll eat it. You know, regardless of who it's for, I'll eat it if it's in the house. Right here. There's a little tiny Tupperware container with gummy bears in it that Brenda left because it's by her workstation. I've been eating gummy bears for the past hour and a half.
How do you know those aren't those gummy vitamins?
Because they're like the German ones. You can tell the German ones from the other food.
How do I know those aren't the ones that somebody we know would have sent you? And maybe they got some extra medical properties inside those.
Yes, from Colorado.
Yes,
I think I'd be acting a little different right now if they were medicated gummy bears.
I was gonna say you better slow down.
Yeah, so yeah, I've had to cut it all out. I can't buy soda because I can't drink it in moderation.
Right.
I have a soda for breakfast, and then I'll have a soda. You know, I'll have 4 or 5 cans of soda a day, all diet soda. So it's even worse than regular soda. Has that aspartame in it, so I can't have it. So I'm drinking freaking Crystal Light. If that's better, I have no idea.
I used to drink a couple Monsters every day. Monster drinks, the big 16-ounce drinks. They say there's 2 servings in each can.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I was
24
doing
ounce
two
can.
cans.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, okay, I'll cut out all those extra calories, and like, I haven't lost any weight. I've tipped over the scale of 250 for the first time in the past couple of weeks. When we worked at the RFC together, I was 183 pounds. So
Well, there you go.
70
when I
pounds.
first knew you, you were the skinny little beach guy getting sand kicked in his face, and now you're 250 pounds of screaming, stealing sex appeal, posing, and man, oh man. No, I when I cut out the booze, I lost 10 pounds, and I was able to keep it off because I haven't picked up any booze. So it was a good way for me to lose 10 pounds instantly.
I remember in the 90s, I got up into like 199, and I told myself, I will never weigh 200 pounds.
Right.
And I switched from regular soda, which I was drinking all the time, to diet soda. And I came down to 183. And I was 183 all, into working at RFC. And then when I left there, about a year later, I got from 199 to 200. And it was Thanksgiving 2004. And I've only been under 200 pounds once since. So
I think I was under 200 pounds in the third grade. I think. No, I distinctly remember when I went over 200 pounds. I was in the restaurant business. I was in South Carolina right after Hurricane Hugo. That's another whole show. And we had a bet amongst the other management people who could lose the most weight. So I thought it was unfair because some people are larger than others. I said we ought to do it by percentage.
Yeah,
and they
per
said,
capita.
Yeah, everybody weigh in on this day, and it's going to go by percentage of body weight, not just the pounds, okay?
Right.
So this way you could target and lose weight anyway. So I had the smart idea of I'm going to bulk up for the weigh-in. So I took like 4 dinner rolls and I ate them real quick, and I was drinking like a gallon of water, and I'm all not going to the bathroom, and I'm standing there for the weigh-in. And I went over 200 at that point, and I ain't looked back since.
Yeah, no, I got back down to 189 when I worked for AT&T. Out in the heat all day long, and just a stressful job, and it was so stressful I couldn't freaking eat, and it was nice. I had some nice clothes and fitted into my clothes really well, into a 34 waist, and now I make a 36 waist scream. So
I can't get one leg in a 36 waist. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So be it.
We are almost out of time here in about another minute here. I do want to remind everybody, check out my friend Gino Losi at GinoLosi.com. Have the fishing experience of your life. You're never going to believe. Go to GinoLosi.com. Shout out to our friend Dustin Levine at the Melon Patch Theater in Leesburg. Go check out their new production. It's called Play It Again, Sam. Check that out. Leesburg, the Melon Patch Theater. That's Dustin Levine. And my 3 rules so far, as disclosed through episode 20. Don't forget, rule number 1.
Everything's fake.
I don't want to force you to say them if you don't agree with them.
I agree. Well, almost everything is fake.
What's rule number 2?
People are stupid.
That's great. And rule number 3?
Tell your wife to be quiet.
Tell my wife to be quiet. That's right. All right, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Take care, folks.